Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lapinsky Realty Group. B1 Bank. Compass Facilities Consulting. The One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. I'm Delisa Lapinsky, your host, also a Rockwall realtor here with eXp Realty. If you haven't joined us before, we are all about Rockwall. So we're going to bring in community leaders, we're bringing in business leaders, school district leaders, anybody that you can think of that really is a part of our community. And each month we will have a discussion about our business topic of the month. We also will be, excuse me, we're also going to get to know some of our community leaders, our business leaders, a little more in depth. And each week we also have our rotating co-hosts. Now this week I am privileged to have Bryan Decker and Josh Small join me. Lyndon, can you go ahead and bring the guys in for me? Now you guys, we're a part of an elite club because we've done 2 shows in one day. So you guys did the Plano show a little bit earlier, and now you're here on the Rockwall show. It's a good club to be in, right, guys?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they say surround yourself with great people, and I got to do that all day, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. So, Bryan, tell our viewers just a little bit about you real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Compass Facilities. And what we do is we optimize operations for, primarily data centers, but any large, medium to large facility. And we work in enterprise asset management as well as operations excellence, creating governance and streamlining processes to ensure that your operations are where you need them to be to improve your bottom line, to improve your execution and your efficiency.
Awesome. And you're also retired Navy. So you're a veteran, served our country. Thank you for your service. We do appreciate it. Josh, tell us a little bit about you and your company.
Yes, I'm the owner of WeatherTech General Contracting, and we specialize in residential and commercial construction. And we also work with a lot of property management companies here in the DFW area in San Antonio.
Fantastic. Well, I am so excited. First of all, for a couple of things. Last week on the show, you guys weren't on the show, but last week on the show, we had the announcement where we hit 500 members in our Facebook group. And so that was very exciting. It was a milestone. But guys, we hit just over 600 today. Our community is so strong. And that just really tells me that, number one, people want to know everything about what's happening in Rockwall. But we're addressing a need. We're serving our community. We have the servant's heart. And so I'm just so excited. And I just want to extend a huge thank you to all the members of our Facebook group. We greatly appreciate it. But even more exciting are our guests that we have. You guys, y'all knocked it out of the ballpark. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest. We always go ladies first. You guys know that. So Lyndon, can you go ahead and bring in Eva, please? We've got Eva Cannon, one of the owners of Siren Rock Brewery. Hello, Eva.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. So go ahead and tell our audience just 2 minutes about you. Of course, I mean, I think everybody knows Siren Rock around here, but go ahead and let us know a little bit about you.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Eva Cannon. I'm one of the owners and founders of Siren Rock Brewing Company in Rockwall. We are a production craft brewery who built from the ground up. We've been open it'll be 3 years this June. Yay, so that's exciting. And we have a full kitchen there. So you guys who are only beer drinkers, come and test us out for the food. We also have wine and bubbles, and we are actually launching our new summer menu this week. So we've got some new things that we're adding, some fun stuff, exciting stuff going on there too. As well as we do a lot of events, a lot of private events. So we've got we host a lot of birthdays, anniversaries, wedding showers, baby showers, you name it, we run the gamut. We've got a private event space there. We also rent out our brewery floor. So that's a lot of fun too.
It is a lot of fun because it was at a wedding that you guys held there.
Yeah. So we do that. We also do some weekly fun events in the brewery or in the tap room itself. So every Tuesday we do trivia. That's a lot of fun. Every Wednesday night we have some poker tournaments going on. That's a lot of fun too. Music bingo is every Thursday night, which gets really fun. We like to call that Singo because everybody sings along.
Awesome.
And then every Saturday night we have live music going on. So we kind of run across the board there. No matter what you like, we've got it. And then
so hold on, because you're giving away all of the stuff that we can talk about at What's Up Rockwall when we talk about the events. Okay, so save a couple of those for when we do our What's Up Rockwall section, because you guys do have a lot of fun things.
Yeah, we do. And then we're very, very pet friendly too. We've got some beautiful patios there.
Yep.
Feel free to bring your dogs, your cats, your goats, your birds, whatever you got. So.
All right. So I want to go ahead and bring in our other guest, and I'm very excited because we're honored to have Texas State Representative Justin Holland with us today. Hey, Justin, how are you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about you, just real quickly.
Sure, absolutely. Well, my name is Justin Holland. I'm currently serving as the state representative for House District 33. I'm in my 8th year of service. I've served 4 sessions and 8 special sessions in Austin. Represent all of Rockwall and a portion of Collin County that includes Wiley, Saxe, Murphy, Richardson, Plano, and just excited to be on the show today. I'm a 6th generation Rockwall County resident. My kids are the 4th generation to attend Rockwall ISD, and I co-own Regal Realtors here in town. My dad started the company in 1991, and we're now taking it into the next generation.
That's fantastic. And I used to work with Rod Holland over at Keller Williams when I was with KW.
Yeah.
You guys run deep in the real estate industry as well.
Dude, man.
Well, that's fantastic. So what I want to do is we'll start with you, Eva. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what brought you to Rockwall. Because I know you're not originally from here.
No, I'm actually just originally from Dallas, from East Dallas. I moved to Rockwall in 2005, and it quickly became my home. So I have been here for quite a while. My kids have been in Rockwall ISD since they were in kindergarten, and they graduated here, both of them. So we've seen a lot of changes. We've seen a lot of growth. We hope to see a lot of continued growth as well. So.
Absolutely. Now, Justin, you're original Rockwall, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So I was born and raised in Rockwall. Everyone on my mother's side of the family, it's the Cullens family, goes back to 1896. And so my kids are the 7th generation to live in Rockwall. And actually, at one point in time, every person in all generations have lived in the city of Heath. And like I mentioned, my grandfather, my parents, myself, all went to Rockwall High School, and my kids will go to Heath because we got 2 high schools, but we're on the south side.
All right. So this may be a loaded question for both of you guys, but what is it about Rockwall that you love?
Go ahead, Eva.
You know, what I love most about Rockwall is the community. I feel like we have the best community in all of North Texas. I think I love the closeness. I love how everyone comes together to support one another. I really love that our state representative here is a part of our community, and he's really close friends. You know, I see you, Justin, out all the time eating dinner and say hi to you. I know that any one of us, any of us can go up to any of the business owners and feel like we're friends, you know, with one another. I feel like we are a very, very close-knit community. That's what I love.
Yeah, I'll echo that. And, you know, one of the things that people love about, draws people to Rockwall, is the close-knit community. As we've grown, I saw some figures today at the Chamber of Commerce lunch that were, you know, Rockwall County is the second fastest growing county in Texas behind Kaufman, and we're over 138,000 people. But yet you can still go to downtown Rockwall, to one of the restaurants down there, to Siren Rock. You can go to Standard Service, or you can go to one of the places in Heath. You see people, you know, out and about. You know, the churches, the nonprofit organizations, the Chamber of Commerce, the business community, is all really tight knit. So, I mean, you can go to tons of different events. The way that the city puts on their free live music events, and the way that the city of Heath has a Heart of Heath 5K or Christmas events. We're just still a really tight knit community. You can go to the downtown, which is really walkable and historic. And it just feels like a place that people like to call home. And then I like to tell everybody that our schools are so exemplary. The way that the Rockwall ISD, you know, just handles themselves with excellence and their core values. I'm just proud to be a member of the community, much less be able to represent them in Austin.
You know, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I moved out to this area 17 years ago, and I started coming out here because I had a really close friend that had moved out here. And 5 years prior to that, I'd come out to Lake Point Church for graduation, and I thought, good Lord, this is way out here. You know, of course, it was a Friday night and traffic on 30, so that was fun. But the more time I spent out here, I thought, this is a place I have to be, because, you know, you get that small town feel, you get that close-knit community, you get people helping people, which in your larger cities, I mean, you've lost that. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be a resident of Rockwall forever. You know, I just love it out here. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our very first commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about everything that's happening in Rockwall. And Eva, I know you've got some fun things that are coming up over at Siren Rock, so we'll talk about those. So join us. You guys stick around and find out about what's happening here in Rockwall.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show. What's up, Rockwall?
All right, we're going to talk about everything that's happening around Rockwall. And as we like to do, we will always start with the ladies first. So Eva, what do you know about is happening here in Rockwall?
Man, there's so much going on these days. It's insane. We've got the live music coming up in the summer series here at Siren Rock. Like I said, we've got stuff going on practically every night of the week. We've got, like I said, trivia on Tuesdays. We've got poker on Wednesdays. We've got music bingo on Thursdays. We've got live music on Saturdays. We host a ton of private events. Coming up in June, we have our 3-year anniversary party on June 8th. So that's going to be exciting. Wait for more details coming out on that. We try to do a lot of parties at Siren Rock. I know coming up in May, on May the 4th, we'll have our May the 4th Be With You party. Kind of a fun Cinco de Mayo Star Wars tie-in there. July, we're looking at having probably a luau party at Siren Rock. So that'll be a lot of fun. In October, we do a big, huge blowout Halloween party every year. Lots of fun events going on at Siren Rock. But just around town, we've got the San Jacinto Music Series in downtown Rockwall. That's so much fun. On the weekends, that gets proud to bring your own chairs, bring your own cooler full of Siren Rock beer, and sit out there and just enjoy the music around town. There's always something going on. We've got the Rib Rub in the fall with the race, the 5K, 10K race going on. That's so much fun with all the ribs, all the barbecue, people getting their trucks out, and the smell in the air, fall in the air. We've got the hometown Christmas in the square. There's so much going on. It's another reason why I love Rockwall. There's just so much community events going on at all times of the year. So
absolutely. So I was go ahead, Bryan.
Sorry, I was gonna say, if y'all ever need any feedback about the parties they have at Siren Rock, I'm at all of them.
Bryan is definitely the first one in line for sure.
I've been to a few of them as well, and they are amazing.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Ashley Burke, who is over at the Roy City Chamber, and they've got several things that are happening here around town as well. So tomorrow they've got their Mix and Mingle, which is going to be at Alejandro's Cafe between 5 and 7. They have got their networking breakfast, which is next Wednesday. They do that at Charlie's. No, I'm sorry. This is going to be at the Holiday Inn Express at 8 a.m. They've got their Texas Outdoor Oasis ribbon cutting on April 25th, and that is going to be over in Wiley. They have their Liberty Crossing ribbon cutting and open house on May 2nd at 12 o'clock. And they've got a lot that's going to be happening here in the summer as well. So we're going to be bringing you more stuff that's going to be happening over in the and then their Main Street music starts. So they do live music as well, like they do at San Jacinto Plaza, but they do it on the Main Street Plaza as well. So how about you, Bryan? You got any fun stuff that's happening here in Rockwall?
I do. But I'm going to start with Justin was talking about how great our schools are, and so I wanted to celebrate for a second with that. So did you know that this is the 8th year in a row that Rockwall ISD has been honored for the best communities for music education?
Wow.
For our music education in our schools. That's a huge accomplishment, 8 years in a row. And to piggyback on that a little bit, and this one's even more special. So did you know that in the acapella world, think Pitch Perfect, right? They choose 9 schools across the country to go to nationals in New York City. 2 of those 9 schools are in Rockwall ISD this year. So
wow.
Rockwall
High School. Awesome.
Yeah. So Rockwall High School's Walk the Line and Rockwall Heath High School's Infinity are both performing at nationals in New York City at the end of this month. So talk about something going on. If you want to pick up and head to New York City and watch our kids just show their stuff, that's something that you can do, and it's pretty cool.
And that's pretty special. That is not an easy feat. So congratulations to them.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. And then the downtown spring fling is tomorrow from 5 to 9. So get some shopping done. It's something put on by the downtown Rockwall and the Chamber, and just a cool time to go out, see some specials in the boutiques and get some shopping done. I think there's some swag there as well. And then the Chamber also on Friday morning has the 60-second or 60 mile per hour speed marketing. So think speed dating for meeting folks that can help you with your business. So that's Friday morning at 8:30 to 9:30 at the Chamber, and that's a cool event to go to, and meet fellow business owners and do some really quick marketing or networking.
Awesome. So how about you, Josh? You got some stuff happening?
Very cool. I want to highlight the city of Heath real quick. We were recognized as the 7th safest city in Texas. And that's just awesome. We have an election coming up in Heath for City Council Place 5 and for mayor. And Scott Dotson is in the running for the City Council election. And he's having a meet and greet tonight and tomorrow night. And if you'd like information on that, you can reach out to him on Facebook and he can give you those addresses if you want to take part in those meet and greets and meet one of the candidates. But get out and vote. Voting day is May 4th. Early voting is April 22nd through the 30th. So get out and vote.
Right. So I did also want to add a couple of things because, we have in our Facebook group, we want to promote all the things that are happening in Rockwall as well. So the Young Chefs Academy of Rockwall is having their last Go Blue fundraiser of the month. And it's going to be this Friday, the 29th. And they're going to be having cookie decorating classes. So that'll be fun. And then Josh Cook, who is with Legendary Aviation Coffee Company, he's teaming up with a nonprofit called Airplanes and Coffee this weekend. And they're going to be in Paris, Texas, giving away free discovery rides for kids. And he was saying that typically they'll do around 600 flights in 4 hours. Now, I don't know how they manage that because that's a lot of planes going up in 4 hours. But how cool is that? My daughter's working on her pilot's license, and I know I did her discovery flight, and that's just a cool experience and a cool opportunity for the kiddos. So, and if you haven't met Josh, he's a pretty good dude. He's really involved in our community as well and doing a lot of charity and nonprofit work. So, all right.
Josh, if you're listening, I volunteer to be a kid.
I think you're a little too big, Brian.
Maybe.
I think you're over the height requirements. So Justin,
He's a big kid.
Huh?
He's just a big kid.
Well, yeah, that is true. So Justin, was there anything that we missed that that is happening? I know we do have, like we said, the municipal elections coming out May 4th. And then
Yes, I think May 4th, after you go vote, you can go to Siren Rock to their party, party, and tie it in and reward yourself for being an informed citizen and voting. My election, unless you've had your head buried in the sand, will be the May 28th election runoff. The early voting's from May 20th until the 24th. So it's Monday through Friday. Obviously, we have Memorial Day coming up shortly after that. So if you plan on going out of town for Memorial Day, you should really vote early. And then Rockwall Founders Day. I don't know if anybody mentioned that, but Rockwall Founders Day is always an amazing event to go to. And I've loved going to that forever. In fact, my first session in the legislature, we designated Rockwall as the free live music capital of North Texas. And so I'm a big music fan. I actually play the guitar myself and always love going to see the bands that Rockwall brings in.
Yeah, and I heard that Eli Young is playing, so that'll be an amazing show.
Yeah, it will.
So,
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So as you can see, there is a lot happening around Rockwall. There's a lot of fun events, a lot of fun activities. So guys, make sure that you get out there, you support our community, support all of the businesses that are participating in that. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're actually going to talk with Eva and we're going to talk with Representative Justin Holland a little bit further and get to know them a little bit better. So guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111. Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Before we actually start talking to the owners, we had the commercial and it was about the Frisco Fighters. And I got to tell you, Bryan and I had the opportunity to go to the game last Saturday night, and it was so much fun. If you have not been to a Frisco Fighters game, and you got to understand, I'm not a sports fan. I'm not a football fan, and I had a fabulous time. It's very quick moving. It's really neat. Bryan, what did you think about it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a football guy. I love football, but I mean, if you go watch the Cowboys or any place like that, you're so far away from the field. Here, the action's basically in your lap, right? Mm-hmm. So right there, you get to see everything. I mean, they end up in the stands sometimes. We watched the guy jump up to try to intercept the ball and ended up in the stands. Like it's literally just, I mean, you're right there. You're part of the action. What a cool experience. Take the kids to, or just, a quick date night. Like what a cool experience, and it won't break the bank either. It's a really cool.
No, tickets are very affordable. So if you ever get a chance to go and see the Frisco Fighters, I'm going to highly recommend this. And it's because it's coming from someone who's not a big sports fan. I had a ball there. Okay, so let's get into talking to our guests, and this is a question I've got really for both of you, because both of you guys live very busy lives. You're both professionals, owning a business, working in government. So, how do you go about balancing your professional life with also maintaining a balance with that private life and your personal passions? That's got to be a difficult juggling act. So Eva, we're going to go ahead and start with you real quickly.
Is there a balance? What's a balance?
Right.
I don't know what that means. No, I'm lucky enough to actually work with my husband side by side. So we spend, all of our time together. A lot of people can't really do that. We're lucky enough to be able to do that and do it well. Our kids are adults, and so, they're grown and gone and out of the house. We have 2 dogs. It's just you really have to really try. You have to really make time. It is important. Family is important. Luckily we're able to spend, time together and be able to have that. But it's important to be able to step back sometimes and just look at the bigger picture, and realize that, work is work. It's not going to be there forever, but your family will be. That is the most important thing in life. So making time for that is really the most important thing. So
I like that. Work won't be there forever, but your family will be. I like that. Justin, how about you? Because I know you've got a really busy schedule as well.
Yeah, I do. I'd say probably the thing that's helped me the most over the years is, and it does take some work at it, but is to just set your priorities and make sure that as a family and as an individual, you have priorities. Mine's God, family, country, work, hobbies, in that way. And I have a tremendous help in my spouse, Neely. Neely is an incredible support system to me. I have a great team at Regal that helps me stay in the office when I'm not even in the office. I travel to Austin and spend in between 70 to 90 nights every other year during the session, and then most special sessions. And so I'm on those odd numbered years, I'm traveling to Austin back and forth, driving to and from Rockwall and Heath. I try to be at most of the kids' stuff that I can. And then I have some good mentors as well that I just ask for good advice. And one of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten that doesn't make everybody happy is choose who you lose, and disappoint the right people. And so meaning that I have to make sure that the most important people in my life, the most important things in my life are the things that I prioritize. And unfortunately, in my business, you have to be always on when you're in real estate, and as you're a state representative or a public servant of any kind, you're getting tugged and pulled lots of different ways. And so you have to try to make that conscious decision of what is the most important thing for me to prioritize right now. And so for me, it's trying to make sure that family time is important, and that I'm the worst at leaving time for myself. And I've been having to work on not being having my cup too overfull right now, and taking some time to just go to Hot Works and Heath, or go on a walk, or just take some time in the morning before everybody gets up to read a little bit.
Yeah, you've got to have your time. You've got to take time for yourself. And that is true in real estate. You have to be on 24/7. There are no bad days. All right. So, Justin, what do you feel like have been some of your biggest accomplishments in office? You've been in office for 8 years. So what do you feel like have been some of your biggest accomplishments, your biggest challenges, and maybe some misconceptions that non-politicians may have?
Sure. Well, by far, some of my biggest accomplishments, I would say, are my ability to go to Austin and work with people, develop relationships, and not specifically on one bill here or one thing there, but I tried to be a collaborative person that wants to help make things happen. And I'm always keeping House District 33 at the forefront of that. And so one of the things that I try to do as a state rep is to go to Austin, and I'm not there to sit. So you could probably talk to some of my colleagues, and maybe even a little more overzealous in my first couple of sessions, just because I wanted to get in and roll my sleeves up and do things. And so whether that be, trying to get on good committees, accomplishments wise, I've been appointed to the State Affairs Committee in my second session. I was on appropriations in my third session. I'm the chairman of the Texas Sunset Advisory Commission, and I carried major legislation having to do with the state's electricity and deregulated energy markets. I have asked to be on Homeland Security and Public Safety committees twice, as well as on appropriations. I wanted to be on the subcommittees that had to do with public safety, police and fire, and the border situation. So I want to get down there and work on big issues. And so those are the things that I would say could be the most accomplishment is just getting down there and being in the mix and being in the discussion, sitting at the table, working with other people, developing relationships and learning how to use those for the benefit of the district. Probably the biggest bill I've ever carried is House Bill 1500 last year, which was the Sunset Advisory Commission bill that continued the operations and it continued the Public Utilities Commission and its relationship with ERCOT. You know, everybody during my time in the legislature, we've had COVID and we've had Snowmageddon, and we had to navigate those things. And so with that, we want to make sure that the lights stay on for people. We want to make sure that whenever you turn your water faucet on, clean water comes out. Those are the things that maybe are some misconceptions, is that we're only down there working on social issues or red meat issues. We're working on the business of the people of the state of Texas and governing. And so I'm sure in my campaign you saw or continuing to see or will see more of in the next 3 weeks, just those misconceptions about the type of leader or the type of Republican that I am or the type of state rep that I've been. And I'm happy. And, Josh knows this, he maybe could even speak to this a little bit, but I'm taking the time to talk to literally anybody that has a question about a vote that I made or a stance that I have on an issue or the reason that I chose to do something a certain way in Austin. And typically, I find that I agree, 80 to 90% of the time with somebody. And there is no perfect candidate. There is no perfect representative at any level. But as long as, Ronald Reagan said, if you agree with someone 80% of the time, they're not a 20% traitor. And I kind of try to subscribe to that a little bit.
Yeah, no. And Lord knows I don't think any of us are going to ever forget Snowmageddon. That was fun. So Eva, as a business owner, what are some of your major accomplishments? I mean, because I know Siren Rock was not your first business, but what are some of the challenges that you face?
Well, I would say some of our challenges currently is the state of the economy that we're in. And I think everyone can vouch for that right now. Every business owner can vouch for that. We've seen with the downturn in the economy, people holding on to their pocketbooks, their wallets, much tighter. People aren't going out and spending money the way that they were a year, even 6 months ago. We're not feeling we're not having the amount of parties the bookings that we used to. We're not having just the sales that we used to. I think that goes across the board for all industries though. And it's not just us, but we are in the beer industry itself and the breweries, we're seeing an unprecedented amount of closures. Especially in North Texas, we've seen several closures in the past few weeks, just here in DFW. So it is very important for people to continue to go out and visit their local breweries, because breweries are important. We're not just a restaurant. We're not just a place to go drink beer. What we do is we bring community. We bring a place for people to gather with their families and with their friends, and bring together a sense of fellowship. And what I mean by that is, it's a place for people to share their ideas, their hopes, their dreams, to gather and talk and catch up. And to people that haven't seen each other in years will come to the brewery and just spend hours and hours there. I mean, we're not just any other place that's down the street. We don't turn tables like any other restaurants do. You come in and you can sit for hours. You can drink a beer, you cannot drink a beer. We've got other options. But it's important. That's why breweries are important. And it's important to keep visiting them, keep spending your money there. Come in, have a bite to eat. Just, we also, what a lot of people don't realize too, is that we are in distribution. We do have beer out on the shelves. We are on taps at local restaurants, bars, establishments. We're in Specs, Central Markets, Total Wines. we're on shelves. So even if you're not coming into the brewery, you can still go down to, your favorite bar on the corner and grab a beer there, or go pick us up at HEB in Frisco. So that is important. And it goes to the bottom line. So that I would say that's some of our biggest challenges that we've had, but also our biggest accomplishments too. It is an accomplishment to keep a brewery open, especially one that's on our size and scale. There's not that many around in Dallas, especially what we've built, especially a destination brewery like what we are. And then to keep the lights on.
And that's all. I mean, for any business, that can be a challenge at times,
Right.
We did just get a question in for Representative Holland. The words are difficult today. So Nathan Smith asks, what do you do to make sure your personal values and the values you perceive to be best for Texans are not overshadowed by the large political machine in Austin? Oh, that's a great question, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, that is a really good question. I would answer it with the fact that, I mean, you can see what's happening in our race right now, and the way that people will come after somebody that does have convictions, that does not vote the same way that somebody wants them to vote each and every time. I literally, like I told you, I have values, I have priorities. The people, we talked about Rockwall ISD, we talk about certain things. I talk to our county judge, I talk to our county commissioners, I talk to our Rockwall ISD trustees and the superintendent. If there's an issue that affects them or is going to affect them, members of the community that just want to reach out and talk to us about a bill. To be accessible, we have a system where if you call into our office, we have a constituent management system that says, this bill, and here's the number, and here's how I want you to vote on it. And whenever I go to the floor to take votes, I know if somebody's called in about it, I know that they have and what they meant. If there's an issue that comes up during the middle of a debate, I can call or have one of our locals on a speed dial. And that is reciprocal. I mean, I have better relationships with some than others, but I want to have that relationship. And so, I've taken several votes that probably some people, wouldn't have for political expedience. They didn't want to have to put up with a certain mailer or a certain thing said about them in the campaign. And that's what you're seeing right now is the vicious, stuff that's going in the mail or on a text message. Those things are because you stood your ground and you did something out of conviction and principle and just keeping those things in mind. And so, there is an easy way to go down there and just vote the way you think you're supposed to, because it'll be the best and most expedient thing for you to be reelected. But I don't worry about the next election. I worry about, my district and really the next generation.
So, it's interesting because Josh and I were having a conversation on Monday, as a matter of fact, and he was talking about, hey, I had a conversation with Justin because I wanted to know about this, and this. And it's not that I agree with him or disagree, but the fact that, and Joshua, you can explain this better than I can, but how you reached out and said, hey, tell me about this.
So I've had some conversations on the sides with supporters for Justin. I didn't vote for Justin the first time. I'm being transparent. I didn't. And it's to my ignorance, right? There's a lot of things I didn't know. I didn't know Justin. And I didn't ask him to call me. It wasn't something like that. He just called me out of the blue, and I was surprised that he called me. But I was able to see a human side to him and his job and, the positions that he takes. We don't know what goes on in Austin. There's a lot going on, but you see the human side. He answered every question that I had, and I was very satisfied with the way that he answered them. I felt like he was super honest, and I left that phone call feeling completely different than I had not even known him and making these presumptive ideas about him that I didn't have. And when I had that phone conversation, totally changed my viewpoints and just everything about this whole deal. And I wanted to have Justin come on and relay that to everybody else, and hopefully it has the same impact. I mean, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things out there that aren't true, misinformation. And to get a phone call from somebody that can set all that stuff straight and clear your mind of any of that misinformation, it's you can't beat it. And it helped me, and I hope it helps other people too.
Well, Josh, like I said, I appreciate you taking that call. And that doesn't mean that we have to agree on all the issues, but I think having the phone conversation and that open line of dialogue, and just knowing that you can get a hold of your state rep and he will answer your question. And I always tell everybody, like, I will tell you the truth. You may not like the answer, but I will tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you about a bill or a vote or whatever. And I was I had coffee with a person that wanted to talk to me about something yesterday. And the lady said, Justin, I don't even know if I agree with you at all on the 4 things you just told me about, but I'm sitting here talking to you right now, and you're from here, and you are accessible. We see you out and about, kind of like Eva talked about. Like I go to restaurants, I go to the grocery store still and get stuff if my wife needs me to. You'll see me at Lowe's, you'll see me at the chamber, you'll see me at church on Sundays, and that's because I value the people in the community, and like I don't need to get to know my community anymore. I'm just a part of it, and so. I feel like from a person to person standpoint, we probably agree on the most of all the issues. And if you have something, I'm always willing to sit down and listen and say, I hadn't thought about that before, or here's why I think that. And here, if I could offer a perspective, because I was there, I was in the debate, I was there at the time. I'm happy to have those conversations, because most people go, well, why don't they say that in the mailer? Because they don't want me to get reelected.
Right. All right, guys, we're going to have to take a real quick break. But when we come back, we're going to get into our topic of the month. And that is where we're talking about the role of innovation and creativity in driving growth and success for local businesses. So stick around. We'll be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. So I'm going to just be very transparent here. I was watching the Community Difference Plano earlier today, and the host actually asked a brilliant question that I loved. So I'm just going to steal it from you, Nathan Smith, because when we talk about our businesses, one of the things it's hard as a business owner sometimes to understand the importance of creativity and being innovative. So this goes out to all of y'all. Okay. Why do you think it's important for business owners to be creative and to seek innovation? And especially when we have got an ever-changing market.
Yeah, I'll start. So I think it's one of the most crucial things you can do as a business owner. And the reason for that is, it provides a lot of different avenues for your business. One is differentiating. Words are hard, like you said earlier. Differentiating between you and your competitors, right? Like if you're always looking for creative solutions and always being innovative in your approaches, then that's going to provide a difference between you and your competitors in that market. It also allows you to be more adaptive to the market itself. So as we've all seen, things like COVID, snowpocalypse, things like that actually change the entire market. And so you have to be agile enough to be able to shift your focus. And if you don't have creativity and innovation in your approaches, you're not able to make that shift fast enough for it not to really impact your bottom line. Customer engagement, right? I mean, everybody likes fun new things, right? So if you're not looking for fun new things to bring folks into your business or attract yourself in that market, then you're probably going to be left out, right? So those are all huge, huge pieces. And I think one of the most important things is brand recognition, right? You're building your brand, and the more creative and innovative you can be, really builds that brand and sets you apart from everyone else, and you become the go-to for that person for that particular service line. And I know we'll talk a little more about kind of how you apply those things in your day-to-day business, but that's why it's so crucial.
And I agree with you, Bryan. The only thing I caution is, we talk about, finding the shiny new things to bring business into, but sometimes you have to be very cautious of those shiny pennies.
For sure.
Because it can take you in the opposite direction of where you're really wanting it to go. Because, everybody's throwing shiny new pennies out, particularly to business owners, and try this, and you've got to be very cautious in making sure that you're listening to your customers and providing what they want.
For sure. And being strategic, right? Having a plan forward for that.
Yeah. All right. So how about Justin? How about you?
Well, from a business perspective at Regal, we developed a set of core values that based on, before we just kind of grew 1991 to 2014 just kind of happened. And we were about stagnant, about 20 people, 22 people. And we decided to go and visit some other companies that had great core values. And we wanted to see and sit down and talk to them, see physically where they worked and what their offices looked like and the way that they interacted with their employees, the way they interacted with their customers or clients. And we found that, we needed to find and develop what our core values were. So we sat down and did that, and it was a process. And one of them is cutting edge, to be on the cutting edge of your industry. And if you're not changing, you're not growing. And in our industry, as you know, Delisa, it's changing right now, and you have to stay. If you do not adapt to that change and grow with it, you'll just be left, by the wayside. And so we like to try to make sure that if there's something new, we're exploring it, and it's okay to fail on a couple of initiatives as well, because you may try 10 ideas and 3 of them work. And 2 of them are really profitable for you. 7 of them never worked. And you just, but you never know until you actually have to take that step. And so in our business, we're constantly trying stuff out, meeting with new people or companies or vendors or whatnot that might be of value to either our agents or the people that run teams, things to keep people busy in their business, different ways for them to grow their personal business or their personal brand, or what's best for our the consumer, the end user. And so I think being on the cutting edge or trying to figure out, watching your industry and making sure that what your competitors are doing and what the newest technologies are and what works and what doesn't, what's cost effective, what's not worth trying. But you have to be on the cutting edge of what's going on or you're going to get left behind.
And I agree with you. You've got to watch what your competitors are doing as well, because that's going to give you a real good indicator of what's successful and what's not. Lord knows I've failed forward many a times, but you're right. You've got to fail sometimes to move forward. Now, even you guys, I mean, you brought it's not a new concept to Rockwall, but I mean, you guys were innovative in bringing a brewery here. So I don't know. Did you hear the beginning when we were talking about the question? I know
Yeah,
you're kind of coming in and out.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm right there along those same lines as Justin. You have to really listen to what your consumer is wanting in our industry, especially, people's tastes are changing all the time. Several years ago, IPAs weren't a thing, for example, and now IPAs, especially hazy IPAs, are all the rage, and that's all everybody wants. So you really have to listen to what the consumers are wanting, innovate with, and be creative with your beer styles. Always looking for, people are always wanting something new, always. And if you're just keeping the same thing on tap, people get bored. And this is just one example of being creative and innovative in the tap room. Not to mention being creative and innovative with the names of the beers, the styles, the can designs, for example, out in the market. You go into any specs and you're walking down an aisle and looking at beers, and something's going to have to pop out at you off the shelf in order for you to want to buy it. It's competition for tap handles on space in a bar. It's somebody sits down at a bar and wants, looking down the row of tap handles and seeing, what do I want to buy? So we face it against competition, and have to learn to be innovative and creative on several different levels, coming at us from several different sides, all the time. So we're all constantly having to find new ways of being creative, trying to come up with new ways out there. And it's a struggle. I mean, it's hard, but it's necessary in our business for sure. So,
yeah. So Lyndon dropped a definition in this. I think this is very true. State alienation, it refers to a state where a business becomes stagnant, uninnovative, and lacks fresh ideas or engagement with the customers. And I think that we do see a lot of businesses that go through that. And unfortunately, they are no longer around. Josh, how do you incorporate that innovation and creativity?
Well, it's a little different for us. It's hard to move from a transactional to a relational aspect in our jobs. And by doing so, being more relational after the job is complete, staying in front of our customer, like 6 months down the line, shoot a text, send a letter, add them on Facebook, utilize social media, stay in front of them so they remember you at all times when something comes up. But also look at your competition and see what they're doing, and how they're utilizing social media and things like that to stay in front of people and be different, be seen, be heard, be remembered. I said that on the last podcast, but it's huge, right? I mean, it matters. And you want to stay in front of your customers for a long time, not just that one transaction, but they may call you back in 5 years for something else. Who knows? But as long as you're staying in front of them, you have a chance.
And that's where good marketing comes in. Marketing is key. I can't overemphasize that enough, to have a good marketing department or a good marketing team.
No, you're absolutely right. So, I mean, what about like in networking or content creation, being top of mind? Because, being creative just goes beyond that customer service. I mean, I know, like for me, I mean, in Justin, I mean, realtors are dime a dozen, around here. So what am I doing to differentiate myself from the other 2,000 realtors that are here in Rockwall? I mean, I can say, I give great customer service and whatever, but how do I set myself apart? And a lot of what I'm doing is in video, in digital marketing, because that a lot of people are not doing that right now. So you've got to really differentiate in how you're different than the person next to you.
Yeah. I think that, when you hear the word innovation, We always think, oh, AI or, the new technology. But to be honest with you, and we do that, of course, like we look to innovate in our tooling and things of that nature. But to be honest with you, one of our core values is do the right thing no matter what. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, just consistently going above and beyond and consistently ensuring that we're meeting all of the needs of our clients actually is innovative. It sets us apart from our competitors. Right. And,
yeah, because nobody's doing that anymore.
Right. I mean, it's a sad reality, right? But in all honesty, that is one of the keys to our success is, the fact that we do go above and beyond, and we do the right thing no matter what. And then other areas, what I found in the data center industry is, everyone kind of wants to reinvent the wheel, right? They want to create things from scratch. They have the best engineers, and it's a cool thing to do. But honestly, one thing that we've noticed, kind of across the industry is, you don't need to do that. It's a waste of it's a waste of resources. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time in most cases, because you end up with a similar product that's already available. So, what we do for our clients is we kind of show up with an 80% solution, right? And we've got templates and everything that they would need to get started. And it's really about customizing and tailoring those things to the business and to the needs of the business, so that they're not, spending a year developing these things, right? They've got what they need, and we customize it to what, to optimize their operations and optimize, the way that they're using their information that they already have.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right. I call it R&D. We just rip off and duplicate. So, okay, guys, we're going to need to take our final break, but when we come back, we're going to have a lot of fun because we're going to have our rapid fire questions. So we will see you back in just a second.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready? Rapid fire.
All right, I'm going to go around robin. I'm going to ask you a question. These are just going to be quick 1 or 2 word answers. Don't think about it too much. If you don't have an answer, say pass and we'll come back around to you, okay? So I'm going to start with Brian's favorite question. So I'm going to lob y'all an easy one. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
No.
Yeah,
Hold on, Brian.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I think Justin's like, yeah. You were the only one. Okay.
Sorry, Justin. I said that on a show, and then my wife sent Delisa a picture of me eating pineapple on pizza. So
it was hysterical. Yes. Okay. So very easy. Okay. So, Justin, if you had to eat one meal every single day for the rest of your life, what would it be? Cuisine or anything specific?
Probably, enchiladas, like a Mexican food plate, an enchilada plate.
Absolutely. Eva?
Italian, all the way. Anything Italian.
Josh?
Fajitas.
Decker?
I'm with Justin. Enchiladas, Mexican food.
Yeah, I'm going for the enchiladas, but mine have to be the sour cream chicken enchiladas.
Ooh, yeah.
With the margarita, but okay. All right. What's the one gadget that you can't live without, but it cannot be your phone? Eva?
A wine opener.
Yes. Yes. You stole mine. Okay, Josh.
I think that's what's the definition of a gadget? I think that's the only gadget I use.
All right, Brian.
I'm gonna go with my riding lawnmower.
Okay. Yeah, mine's my the electric wine opener, the rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister-in-law got that for me. That is the best thing ever. Okay. All right, Josh, if you could have front row seats to any concert, who would you go see?
Dave Matthews.
Oh, we just saw them last year.
All right, Bryan.
Oh man, Pink Floyd.
Okay. So mine would be a tie between the Foo Fighters, because that was an amazing.
That's what I was going to say, Delisa.
But, Hootie and the Blowfish. That would be a great one too. All right, Justin.
George Strait.
Ooh, okay. Eva.
Foo Fighters.
All right. Good job. Okay. So now we're going to start back with Bryan. What's the most unexpected thing you've ever used as a makeshift tool?
Oh, I would say paper clips. I actually told this story earlier, but paper clips.
Okay. I want to hear this story later. Justin.
Makeshift tool.
Golly, I don't know. I mean, a butter knife is a pretty versatile tool.
All right, Eva.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the butter knife also.
Joshua.
The spoon.
Oh, y'all.
There's a story there, I guarantee you.
I'm sure I want to hear that too.
No.
Drill and a screw works really good as a wine opener, just so you'll know. The drill and the screw.
I'm starting to see a theme here, Delisa.
Yeah. Yes.
What can I say? I do love my wine. Okay. We'll go one more. And if you could choose any age to remain forever, what age would you choose and why? Justin?
I think right now I just turned 40 last month and my kids are 10 and 12 years old. I've been married for almost 16 years. And, you start to see getting a little bit older on the horizon once you hit your 40s. And so I think I could probably, I say right now.
Awesome. I like that. Eva?
I think I'd go back to 35. 30s were good, that mid 30 age where you're kind of out of your young stupidity, but you're not too old yet, where you're starting to feel all the creaks and cracks and, getting to where you're feeling your age yet. 35 is a good age.
Josh, how about you?
I've got to say 20, just because you don't hurt. I'm 45 now. Everything hurts. 20 was great. You didn't have a ton of responsibility yet, and life was fun.
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Yeah, but you couldn't drink.
I was stupid at 20.
Maybe.
I'm just glad they didn't have cell phones back then. All right, Bryan, how about you?
Well, to keep myself from agreeing with Justin on every one of these, I'm going to go 39. That age, right around there, he's right. Like you don't feel old yet, but everything's settled, everything's good. So 39.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with Justin though, because I would do 40 all day long. You're smart enough, you've been through enough, but you've still got just a lot of spunk left in you. So, all right, that was fun, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. Eva, how can people find you and get a hold of you, and where's Siren Rock? Just let everybody know how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah. So we are, our address is 310 South Goliad. We're right in the downtown district. We're right across from City Hall. Our website is sirenrock.com. And
Awesome.
we're on Facebook, Siren Rock Beer. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Yeah, wherever it is.
Yeah. Justin, how can constituents get a hold of you? Because I love the fact that you call and talk to some of your constituents.
Sure. Before I do that, I forgot to talk about the Go Blue for Kids Children's Advocacy Center, April 27th.
Go
Blue for Kids Gala is coming up. But you can call me at 214-717-0252. That's my cell phone number. I'm at Justin A. Holland on Twitter, at Justin A. Holland on my personal Instagram. Try to not yell at me on that one, but if you want to yell, at Rep Justin Holland on Instagram, and then /JH4TX, the number 4, JH4TX on Facebook. The best way to get a hold of me is to leave a voice message. I do not do very good with text messages due to the volume that I get, but I do want to talk to people. I do want to answer questions. If you're on the fence about whether or not you want to support me, I'll talk to anybody that I might be able to change their mind, because there's a lot at stake here. And I care about this community. It's not my identity to be the state rep, but it is something that I care deeply about doing because I want to serve the Rockwall community. So if I could get a chance to talk to somebody that may be on the fence, I'll do it for as long as I need to.
I love that. Just the availability to the constituents. That's awesome. All right, Bryan, real quick, How can people reach out to you? Because I know everybody needs a Compass Facilities.
Absolutely. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people out there. So our website's compassfacilitiesconsulting.com, or we are on LinkedIn, Facebook. We'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about what your needs are.
And Josh?
My cell phone number is 469-544-3958, and you can reach me at my email at j.small@weathertechgc.com. Feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Perfect. And I'm Delisa Lapinsky with eXp Realty. You can reach me at 214-329-3461. That is my personal cell phone as well, or delisa.lapinsky@gmail.com. Guys, this has been an amazing show. Eva, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Representative Holland, thank you so much for coming and talking about, what you've accomplished, how you've helped Rockwall, because that's what this show is all about. Everything Rockwall, being a community, being there for each other. One of the things that has just totally amazed me is how we all came together with the Rangers in West Texas, and Lee Wells just jumped on board. That's what this community is all about, in being the difference makers. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week on the Community Difference-Rockwall.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting.